What does slow travel look like to you? To me, it was stepping out of my comfort zone, flying all the way to Texas to meet a group of ladies that I only interacted with on social media. So let me share with you how it all unfolded for the year of 2025. Hello, everyone. My name is Tanya, and on this channel, I am sharing my journey towards semi retirement to do some slow traveling. And some would say bopping around for about 3 to 4 months at a time. Well, I want to thank all of my new subscribers for this week. Thank you for subscribing. And if you are new here, welcome. We are just getting started. Now, if you are thinking about early retirement, or maybe you're in retirement right now, I would like to invite you to join us on this journey and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Yes, subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate it. Towards the end of last year, I set a goal for myself and I wanted to start doing some solo traveling. Now, I've done some traveling with a few of my girlfriends and we've done some international trips together, but I wanted to be bold and build my confidence of doing some solo travel. So that was my goal for this year. Well, a couple of opportunities came up for me to do some solo travel. Um, Semi solo. I left by myself, but I end up meeting up with a group on two different occasions. So the first opportunity that I had was in February. It was a luxury sewing retreat, and I was so excited. I started my planning the end of last year, signed up for the package. Once I heard everything that was included in the package, I was like, sign me up. So the package include, I believe it was 4 days, if I'm not mistaken, and the retreat was during the week. So I put in for my vacation time. I had to do my own travel arrangements, so I set my flight, and I believe I had enough points, Delta Awards, to cover the flight, which was great. So we had to select a room. Now you could do a solo room by yourself, one or two other roommates. And so I decided to go with one other roommate. I felt like, well, at least I'll have the opportunity to get to know one person from the retreat by having a roommate. It turned out to be wonderful. Miss Janice was my roommate, and we stayed up long nights talking about life. You know, she shared with me her and her family's journey. I just loved spending some time with Miss Janice. Now, also included in the trip was food, so that the food was taken care of for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which was great because that took that stress off of trying to figure out what we were going to eat on a daily basis. What attracted me to this retreat was the agenda. We were able to sew from day one all the way up until the last day. All of the instructors supplied materials that we needed. The sewing machines were there for us. So, really, we just came with, if we had extra projects, we were able to bring those as well. I didn't bring any of my extra sewing projects with me. I just wanted to pick up and do all of the classes that they offered. Now, I do want to share with you some of the photos that I took on the retreat, and I'll explain what's going on with some of the photos. Here is the main building of the ranch, and this is the Texas flag right in front of that building. This is the entrance. Also in the entrance, you will see a couple of longhorns there. This was our gift bag that was on the bed and all the goodies inside. Our welcome packet. And here we're learning about indigo dye. And we're taking our fabrics and placing it in the dye. And it came out like this. We had a fitting class. So this is a garment that I'm making. And this is a duster that we made with no pattern. And someone's adjusting their duster here. And this is the full class. We had a bag making class. So many more classes. Bonfire. This was fun. We made our own s'mores. Now, this is inside the front lobby, and this is where we played the Soul Train Scrabble game. And when you unscrabble the words, it was for sewing tools. By the end of this retreat, I felt so proud of myself that I was able to step away from my everyday life and actually do something for me, something that I wanted to do. I really enjoyed my time at the retreat. You know, this trip taught me a lesson that I should be focused on the things that I love. I love the arts. I love going to museums. I love going to plays. So I started to do some research and I searched online and I found this website. The name of the website is Culture Trip. And it had an article and it named 15 cities that focuses on the arts. And some of these cities are statewide and some are international cities as well. So it gave me the idea of maybe mapping out my journey based upon the arts. What cities can I go and visit for a couple of months and enjoy the activities that they offer there in that city? What I'm going to do, I'm going to cover half of those cities this time. I'm going to do a part two because I also want to share with you my solo trip for this year to Taiwan. Okay, let me grab my notes and need my glasses to see. So the first city is Paris, France. And I've actually been to Paris. When I was training, I did a business trip and a girlfriend came along with me and we took the train over to Paris. So I've been there already. New York. Now I've been to New York with my son to go see his stepsister in a play. So I would love to go back to Broadway once again, but by myself. I'll think about that one. The third city is Tokyo, Japan. Now, every time I see pictures of Tokyo or just Japan in general, they seem to have a lot of colorful things going on. So that would be an exciting city to go visit, Tokyo. Now, the next one, I'm not too sure if I can pronounce it the correct way. So I will put the name of the city at the bottom of the screen. São Paulo, Brazil. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but that's a city that's full of arts as well. Number 5 is London, UK. I don't know if I want to go to London. Last year, a few of my girlfriends went to London and Paris, and because I've already been to Paris, I really didn't want to go on a trip. I wasn't feeling London either. Number 6 city is Mexico City, Mexico. I've heard a lot of great things about Mexico City, so that would be a great place to visit. And Florence, Italy. Based on my interest of those 7, I've narrowed it down to Japan, Brazil, and Mexico, and Italy. So that's a start of a roadmap, exploring those cities. And my next step will be to research every city and just to see what special events that they have throughout the year. So that would help me narrow down my timeline of when I would potentially start my journey next year of doing some solo travel in these particular cities. So, you know, as you can see, once you start your journey of planning for your early retirement or you're at the age of retiring, once you start that journey and start that first step, everything else just unfolds naturally. And I feel like putting this together and just realizing, looking at my interests is a good starting point for me. Some of my other interests are baking and gardening, and I can see myself going to certain locations to visit some coffee shops, gardens as well. I know like some of the museums internationally, they have a garden that you can walk into. I'll check that out as well. So I would love for you to share some of your interests and some potential locations that you may travel to based upon your interests. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Just Lovely Living, and stay tuned for part 2 as I share with you my trip to Taiwan. So that was with my meditation group. I look forward to seeing you the next time. Until then, have a lovely day.